it's me and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been a bit missing in action recently. No good reason. Just haven't been doing anything to record. Oh, t-shirt hanging in window. Need to move that so that it stays black. Anyway, welcome. Sorry about the long intro there. I suddenly realised I hadn't put any of the lights on. Mostly because it's a nice sunny day, and then I realised that actually that doesn't mean I don't need lights. So today I have got one of our relatively new kits to show you. So I'm going to flip the camera down and show you what I've got. Hopefully. There we are. Good. Right, so usual packaging for a box. I have taken the cellophane off, but other than that, let's get that out of the picture. I haven't opened it. Other than I know there's a pecan pie spot and a stamp set and then all of the goodies. So this is the Heirloom Arrangements kit. Let me grab some scissors and open it up. I'm not... When I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator running an active business rather than as I am now, being a Stampin' Up demonstrator for the community and the discount, I bought lots of kits, but now they're not really my bag. I mean, I like them. They're good for quick and easy making of cards, but when I saw this, it was like, I've got to have it. So let's remove that bit of cellophane. And I'm just going to grab a full size pecan pie, because I still don't open these. Where have I stored them? Spares, that makes sense. No, not under spares. How bizarre. Oh, I'm under embellishments, of course, because I suppose they're an embellishment. Embellishment seems to be a bit of a catch-all. Anyway, usual bit of board. That is, ooh. So this is the artwork for the stamps, which means you can cut out the one that you want, so whether it's in English, French or German, and put it in a stamp case with the stamps. Whoa! How wonderful. Excellent, that's new. Right, okay, so we have a block. The kits, unlike for those of you in North America who are used to paper pumpkin, I gather, correct me if I'm wrong, you get a block if you subscribe with your first subscription kit. The kit collection kits are different. You get a block with every kit on the basis that it may be the first and the only thing you've ever bought. So I'll get rid of the bags. We have a roll of tear and tape. We have some dimensionals which may be a little thicker than the standard dimensionals, but a thing of dimensionals. Envelopes which have printed insides. Two different designs because there are 8 cards. So 2 different designs of envelope. Let's pop those in the box for the moment. We have 8, I'm hoping, 8 card bases. Are they the same? So they're printed, so this is a sort of mottled background. I don't know if you can see that. Mottled background. Ooh, yes. So these, I would say, are probably in pecan pie. Then these, let's see what the colours are in the set. They could... There's lots of colours. So yes, possibly pecan pie. I'm guessing pretty in pink. So that's 4. So I'm hoping somewhere, there they are. There they are. Normally we get all of the cards together before we get to everything else. But, so those 2 are kind of like a hatching, and they are the same, just different colourways. It may be easier to see that. And then these are printed with old kind of, it looks like seed catalogues or those sorts of things, but it may just be newspapers. Poetry of Flowers, Friendship, yeah. So we've got blue, which I'm guessing from the colours, possibly Blueberry Bushel, looking at, because that's the only blue we've got, and then again pink, which I'm thinking is Pretty in Pink, because it's the only pink. Maybe Cherry Cobbler and Pretty in Pink, but pink. So those are our 8 card bases. We then get, we get masses, and it's gorgeous. So we get this sheet of die cut, so Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight, etc. Black, obviously. So I've got one of those. Some just plain white labels, 5 large, 5 smaller, and 5 circles. Then another sheet of die cuts, complete with some flowers. So these are like tags-ish. Indeed, that's got a hole, so that is a definite tag. That's got a hole. So those 2 have got holes. However, there isn't any twine. Just saying that for anyone who has a bit of an issue with that, like me. If there's a hole, I like there to be something going through it. Just saying. These are vellum. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got some more die cuts. And some more with sunflowers. Gotta like a sunflower. Well, I'm a bit over sunflowers at the moment, having lived with them for years, because that's what I had as my kind of logo. It's still my logo, but I had one sunflower in the garden this year, and that was given to me by a friend, because she happened to have some spare sunflowers, not because I specifically wanted a sunflower. Sorry, I just realised I've caught myself on something. Anyway, so more of those. Butterflies and another tag. So butterflies, flowers, and a tag, and then some more die cut florals. So lots and lots and lots of die cuts, and it's still only £22, including a stamp set and an ink pad, just saying. So looking at the ink pads, we have got Thankful and Grateful. I appreciate your kindness, thank you for you, I feel lucky to have you. Then this hatch pattern, which is on 4 of the card bases, and a butterfly. And these pictures are at 95%. In French, pardon my accent, toute ma gratitude, te connaître est une joie. Merci pour ta gentillesse me touché. Don't know. Lieben Dank für dich. Ich freue mich so für dich. Ich möchte Danke sagen. I must say thank you. Or I would like to say thank you. Schön, dass du in meinem Leben bist. I am trying to relearn German. Not sure what that says. Für dich is for you. So that's a straight translation, as is pour toi. Lieben Dank, many thanks, or thank you. So yeah, they are pretty reasonable translations for someone who is not a linguist, or from the point of view of someone who is not a linguist. So this is irritating me that I've got this bit on my hand. Right, so I'm not going to make all 8 cards. What I would say is they are all different, but I will make a card. So, and I'm going to just do number 1, because number 1 is at the top, doesn't involve a tag, so I'm not going to stress over the fact that I haven't got in the kit any twine. However, so I need a blue base, a blue printed base. Now, if you're in North America and you have 8.5 by 11 cardstock and the matching envelopes, You can obviously cut these in half, put them on white cardstock and get double the number of card bases, but obviously you'd have to use the stamps to get extra cards, or cut down on the number of embellishments that you put on each card. So we need one of those. We do need an envelope because it looks like we're going to stamp on the envelope. And we need, do we need any of this? We don't need any of that one. We need this butterfly. And if you think I'm not going to depip them, I will be disappointing you, because I will be depipping them. That goes in there. We need this pink tab piece, die cut, pick a word, any word. We need this die cut. And this large pink and green, possibly garden green, vellum piece, and we don't need any of that. We need, I'm thinking it's this size. We're putting for you, so I would suspect it's the smaller size. One of these. Now, generally speaking, and I haven't done a count up obviously because I've only just opened the thing up, there are more of the unprinted pieces that you need. So if you do go wrong, A, there's the emergency side, and B, there should be at least a spare. And then we need this. So I'm very quickly just going to go and depip while I try and work out where the instructions are. Because oh, that's interesting. So we're only actually given on this the instructions for 2 of the cards. I'm guessing that they are assuming that once you've done 2, you can get your head around all the others, because they've given you the pictures of what the others look like, which I guess makes sense. So I'm doing number 1, so that's this page. So I will pop that in front of me while I continue, to depip. I find the easiest way to depip is to feel for the pip and then just run a pair of scissors along to get rid of the pip. And I know these are not Stampin' Up scissors, I get that, but I do like them. They're the ones that open and you close them, so their resting position is like that. These ones happen to have a little tab to close them. I took them, for those of you who don't know, I am on our village parish council, which is the lowest form of government life in the UK. So it's like a town council, but for a village. It's non-political. It's just people who have time on their hands and wish to do stuff for the community, who get involved to do stuff for the community. And I happen to need some scissors for some notices we were putting up in one of the playgrounds, because we're having a new playground extension put up, and I took these scissors with the cap on them, and I could have sworn I had put the cap back in my pocket, but when I got home it was not there. And although the village is not big, I was not going to retrace my steps all the way back to see if I could find the cap. But it is slightly annoying that I don't have the cap for them anymore. But there we go. Such is life. They work perfectly well without the cap. It just means they're not quite as safe in your pocket. But it's no big deal. But as the playground involved walking across grass, and it was long grass, it could have fallen out anywhere. Right, so this is the last one that I'm going to look at, unless the vellum has really nasty tabs, pips. So for those of you not in the UK, we're actually going to get some half decent weather. I'm filming this on Wednesday. It will go live on Saturday, hopefully. No, I can live with that. But we had a really lovely April and May. June has been okay. It's been sunny. No, it's been dry, but not the best weather. And we've only had a little bit of rain, so it's been, you know, if you're going to have weather that isn't sunny, can we at least have rain? So this is the grid. I'm going to grab a D block because it's easier on my hands than this, because this has got square edges. It's just personal preference. I happen to have a D block, so I'm going to use it. I'm just rubbing it to make sure that any release stuff that they use for the making has been taken off. And then this I'm going to stamp in the bottom left hand corner, no, bottom right hand corner of my envelope, comme ça, and grab a chamois, clean that off. I'm going to need that again because I've got my stamping to do. So that's that. This is a for you, so I'm going to grab, I don't even know if this is still current. It's a B block. No idea if we still have a B block because we dropped some. So who knows. So this is going to have for you stamped on it. Again, you saw me rub across. Is my head in? Yes, it is. Let's get rid of my head. Get that as central as possible. It's not too bad. Clean that off, and then I'm going to need the butterfly or moth, depending on which one it happens to be. I don't know. When butterflies slash moths, might as well go on the same B block, are open winged, it's quite difficult to tell often. It's when they're settling that you can tell, because moths settle with their wings, tend to settle with their wings open. There are exceptions, and butterflies tend to settle with their wings closed. And this is going just at the corner of the grid, like that. Now obviously you can do the stamping on the front of your envelope if that is more your thing. Just bear in mind that I don't know that all countries will allow you to have pretty bits on the front of your envelope where the address is, in these days where everything's automated. So that's all the stamping done, so I can get rid of the stamp pad. I'm going to grab a drink because it is quite warm in here today. The fact it's gone that the wrong way, but never mind. Right, so that's our envelope done. Let's put that out of the way. So we have got, first thing that's going to go down is our die cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it's a hexagon. Yes, hexagon. So that's going to go there. They're saying use tear and tape because that's what they've provided. I, on the other hand, will grab my seal. So I'm going to pop these. They say put the adhesive top and bottom. I'm just popping it in the middle because that is fine for me. Make sure that you've got something that is the right way up. That would be the wrong way up, so that's the right way up. This goes in the middle. Now bear in mind there is printing. For me, I need this to line up with the printing, as in be going in the same direction, not at a skew-if angle. This gets adhesive there. This gets adhesive there. Oops, the work surface also gets adhesive, apparently. That gets adhesive. This, oh, that's interesting. Excuse me while I just pick this up and check. Okay, so this is going to get, the vellum is going to have this piece over the top. So I'm actually going to wait before I put any adhesive on this, because for me, adhesive and vellum is not a good look. The butterfly slash whatever it is, moth, gets 2 foam pads. The For You also gets 2 foam pads, dimensionals. It doesn't seem to matter where you put them. So this goes down here, so it kind of fills that corner to corner of the hexagon, with a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, like that. Then this goes on at a jaunty angle, and then this goes over the top. Okay, so if I put some adhesive here, now they've said put adhesive here, as in here. I think that might show, looking at how they're doing it. So I'm going to put my adhesive lower down, because then I think it's going to be covered more successfully with the card die cut. So this is going to go kind of like that. So sort of straight, but sort of not. But not coming over the edge of the pink. Now well, I'm going to put it over the edge of the pink because that just suits my style better. So that's that on. Then I can get this, and this goes kind of there. Yep, kind of there-ish. Then we put on our butterfly and our sentiment. So the butterfly goes there, and the sentiment goes there. And that is a finished card with its pretty envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon finishing all of the others, so that if you go over to my website you will see all of them finished, singly and as a pile. So I will have worked out if there's any tips that I can give you, given that they've only given instructions for the first 2 cards. So if there's anything here that I think you need help with or guidance on, I will add that. So, you know, have they used dimensionals, etc. I don't necessarily know if they've used dimensionals, but I get the sense that they're going to use dimensionals on all of the butterflies and all of the sentiments, and just flat glue on everything else. So I will be doing that for the rest of this afternoon. But this is the Heirloom Arrangements Kit, £22 and equivalents. Now for those of you in North America, in Europe, and I believe in South Pacific, so Australia and New Zealand, our prices include tax, and I know yours get tax on top, because you have different taxes depending on where you live in your country. Let me just see if I can find my, there we go. Hello, me again. So yes, so our £22 is including tax. Your price point will, in North America, certainly in the States, and I don't know about Canada, will be a lower price point plus tax. And obviously you've got to pay shipping on top. So, and that depends, the shipping depends on where you are in the world as to how much it costs. So anyway, I hope you found that fun, interesting. And if you click the link in the description bar, there'll be a link to the blog post that relates to this, with close-ups of all of the other 7 cards. with hints and tips if I feel there is anything that you might find helpful. So until then, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will hopefully see you again soon. I have got some ideas of videos coming up. I just need to find the time and the inclination to actually film them. So yes, there will be some coming up. I just need to get my butt in gear. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you don't already subscribe, you know what you can do. Click that subscribe button and the alert bell so that you know when I have posted a new video. Thank you very much indeed for joining me, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, that's the wrong one as well. This is sad. It shows how long it is since I've done a video.